Welcome to the recap of the White Sox 5-4 loss to the Seattle Mariners in Seattle, Washington in the series finale on Wednesday at T-Mobile Park. I'm Guff, and it's all brought to you by our partners at Lakeside Bank, where every Lakeside client has their own Lakeside banker. I go right over here in Park Ridge. You should hop on with Lakeside Bank as well. Lakeside Bank, it's about time. This one was a little bit more frustrating than the one last night, where we had a lot of happiness, a lot of joy, and the White Sox found a way to steal one. Not so much tonight, even though they tried to in the series finale when they fell down 5-2, close the gap to 5-4 in the ninth inning. But there's some frustration here. The White Sox had 11 hits today. They left a bunch of runners on base, as they did even last night. Let's get into it all. It's also brought to you by our partners at Tasty Trade. Stocks, cryptos, futures, options, wherever you trade online, make sure you do it at tastytrade.com/recap. Click the QR code for a special offer from us here at the recap. Go right to the second inning. And Emerson Hancock got into some trouble for the Mariners. He walks Colson Montgomery. He walks Chase Mydroth. He walks Jared Kelenic. And now it's bases loaded, nobody out. And you're thinking there's zero scenario where the White Sox can't get a run here. Well, Tristan Peters had probably one of the worst at-bats he's had since he's been up with the White Sox this year. And then Drew Romo hits into a double play, and the White Sox get nothing out of it. And you're thinking, that might come back to bite us. Jump ahead, bottom half of the inning. The Mariners get on the board. It's 1-0. The White Sox come back right in the third inning, and they get one. Antonacci singles. He steals second base. And then Andrew Benintendi continues to stay hot. He's over 20 RBIs, 21. The game is tied at 1. And then you go to the fourth, and there's some more controversy. It's been a weird series with some questionable calls by the umpires. Randy Rosarena walks. He steals second base. It's clear on the replay that Luis Angel Acuna swipe tags him on a great throw from Drew Romo. They award him second base, saying Acuna blocked the bag, so Rosarena didn't have a straight path. His hand went straight at the bag. There was no blockage of the bag. I want more explanation on that, because that made zero sense. And then what do you know? Patrick Wisdom, former Cub, doubles on the down a line drive to left field. That scores the run. It's 2-1. The Sox then get it right back again. Munetaka Murakami has an RBI single in the top half of the fifth, and it's 2-2. Sean Burke labored his way into the fifth inning. If he can ever get his control underway, I think you'll see the results with Sean Burke. 5 strikeouts. He did walk 3. The Sox go to the bullpen in the fifth, and they get out of it with Sean Newcomb. Newcomb stays on for a while. He goes 2 full innings in this one. But the White Sox had runners on. You had Chase Mydroth leading off the sixth with a single. Then 2 batters later, Tristan Peters hits a ground rule double. Not traditional ground rule double, hits one down the line. Mydroth is trying to score. The ball gets tucked underneath the wall. You see the right fielder go like this, and if they tell Chase Mydroth, you have to go back to second. Well, then they're trying to do a safety squeeze with Drew Romo, who tries to pull it up. He pushes it out. He pulls it back. Mydroth is halfway down the line, gets picked off. It's Mydroth's fault, just terrible base running there. And then he grounds out to first. Sox get nothing there. Then you go all the way to the seventh inning. Johnny Pereda, who's 30 years old, gets his first career homer. Sean Newcomb still in the game at that point. He homers. It's 3-2. And then with the real kick to the shins was Randy Rosarena homering a 2-run shot, scoring Julio Rodriguez. That was off Jordan Hicks, who had just come in the game to face him. You think it's 5-2. You're thinking, here we go. Sox chip away in the eighth. They get one back on a couple of singles to start the inning. Tristan Peters Tristan Peters grounds out, and there's an error by the new shortstop, Colt Emerson. That scores the run. Miguel Vargas walks. Carroll comes in to pinch hit, and he strikes out, and it doesn't look good doing it. Then you go to the ninth. Randall Grichuk pinch hits for Sam Antonacci. And Grichuk's been another really good find for Chris Getz. He homers, his 4th of the year. It's 5-4 with Munetaka Murakami coming up. A really good at-bat by Murakami. He eventually strikes out looking. He challenged the pitch. He did catch some of the plate. Derek Hill pinch hits. He strikes out swinging. And then Colson Montgomery strikes out to end the game. Sox, as we look at the box score, it's brought to you by SinusandSnoringMD.com. If you snore, if you have allergies, go to SinusandSnoringMD.com. I think the one that jumps out the most here, Sox 2 for 9 with runners in scoring position. They were 2 for 10 last night, so that's 4 for 19 over the 2 games. Antonacci had a pair of hits. Murakami had 2 hits and an RBI. Chase Mydroth a pair of hits. And then you had a hit from Grichuk, which was the homer. Benintendi, another RBI. As I mentioned, Kelenic and Peters had hits, and Acuna got a hit in a rare start. For the Seattle Mariners, Rodriguez had a pair of hits. Rosarena was all over the place today. A hit, 2 RBIs, a walk. Like I mentioned, it was a home run. Canzona hit, Wisdom a hit, Pareda his first career home run. Player of the game, I think this one's not that hard today. It's Randy Rosarena. He was an absolute killer in the series, all series long. 1 for 2. He did have the big 2-run bomb. 3 runs scored. He walked. He was hit by a pitch. He's hitting .302 on the year. He is our Gallagher player of the game since 1927. Gallagher has been serving Chicago, partnering with businesses of every size to provide insurance, risk management, and people strategies to help you take on any challenge. Learn more at ajg.com. So Randy Rosarena becomes our Gallagher player of the game. Sox drop 2 of 3. However, still a game over 500. You get the off day on Thursday, and then the struggling Giants over the weekend. You would hope that the White Sox could flip the script and take at least 2 from the Giants. Let's look at our pitching matchup. We call it Winging It. It's brought to you by Hooters, 11 Chicagoland locations, originalhooters.com. Sean Burke, 4 2/3, 2 earned, 4 hits, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts. He also hit a pair of batters in this one. So Burke a little all over the place. His ERA just a tad over 4. As for Hancock, 5 innings, 2 earned, 5 hits, 3 walks, all in the second inning. Sox got nothing out of it in 4 strikeouts. Sox finished with Newcomb, Hicks, and Isert. Criswell, Brash, Pizzardo, and Ferrer. Ferrer gets his 3rd save for the Seattle Mariners. Sox lose 5-4, drop 2 of 3 in the series. Day off tomorrow, they go to the Giants. Let's see what happens as they continue their hot start. But going into Labor Day weekend, folks, over 500, something nobody saw coming. I'm Guff. We'll have recaps all weekend long for you when the White Sox take on the Giants. Have a great rest of your day. Take that.